It's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. That is Bailey. We are bringing Wednesday wisdom back. I've been asked by many people, they miss the Wednesday wisdom. They get it, it's in the other video, but they love to get this questions answered in the middle of the week. Sometimes it helps them. So honestly, it's easy video for me to film. So, hey, I try to help out my peeps as much as I can. So if you are new here, today you ask the questions, I answer them as a Weight Watchers or a person who's made her goal in weight loss, no matter what plan that is. This channel is about you and the plan you're on. You don't have to be Weight Watchers. You can do whatever you need to lose weight. This is free. It's why it's called Dish with D. There's no WW in my name here because your journey is your journey. I'm not here to decide what that journey should be. And who knows where my journey is going to lead me. I'm currently... I am actually doing the healthy plan this week, so with the secondary macros. So I'm curious to see how my week goes, and I'm excited to try it. And of course, as I start filming, the dog wants to go in. Oy! So this channel is about you. Here's the bottom line for me anyway. It doesn't matter what plan I'm on. My food's always going to be the same. My recipes are always going to be the same. So don't ever fear that, oh my God, Denise is not doing Weight Watchers anymore. I'm not going to subscribe anymore. My recipes are still light, healthy, and delicious. Yes, you might have to figure out those points. And it's funny because that's what you should be doing anyway. You shouldn't depend on anybody to give you the points of anything. You have that recipe builder in your arsenal. You need to use it. So I get a little my nose gets bent out of a joint when you see people like, oh, well, if you're not going to do Weight Watchers, I won't watch anymore. You should be watching for me and the fact that you enjoy the food that I make. And my food is always going to be light, healthy, delicious, and #easy because I don't like overcomplicated food. I don't have time to be spending half an hour prepping dinner, prepping something fun because I got stuff to do. We all have things in our lives to do. So we have to simplify our journeys. And that's what I'm doing. And I hope that helps you. So let's get to these topics. How to get that little housekeeping out of the way. And I haven't even read these yet. Sometimes I read them. Sometimes I just haven't had time. Okay. Do you think there is any such thing as sugar addiction where a person would have to abstain entirely except for the things that they can control? I do feel like there is something to say about sugar addiction. I, for one, can only testify to my experience, but I know when I went from refined sugar to a sugar substitute, you call it, I pretty much I start off with coconut sugar. That's a little bit lower. I just didn't think it was sweet enough. And then I tried the Swerve brand, didn't think it was sweet enough. And then I found monk fruit, and I really enjoy the monk fruit. I found the Lakanto brand is the one with the best points. I believe it is, a lot of them are blends with erythritol. They're monk fruit and erythritol. Some you can get. I want to say there is a brand that I actually have a discount code for. I think it's Julian. Is it Julian granola? I want to say it's Julian. Don't quote me on this. That has a pure 100% monk fruit. It's a concentrate. It's rarely, it's like $40, I think, but I don't think you use as much. So I think it lasts. It's kind of like, when you compare apples to apples, there's different size apples. Well, you're using less, so you pay a little bit more, but it lasts a little bit longer. I believe that is a pure monk fruit. Sucre and Gold I enjoy. I enjoy the Truvia brand. So, but when I transitioned over to all of them, I really lost that urge where you just have to have that sugar hit. I don't have it anymore. I just, in my mind, want a piece of cake. I want a cookie. I want a muffin. I don't need to have it. It's so I feel there is such a thing as a sugar addiction, at least in my experience. Now, you have to also remember, I was 100 pounds overweight. I was eating all the sugar in the world. So, yeah, I had to detox from it. But that's how I live my life. We do have regular sugar in the house. If I'm making something, it depends on what it is. I'll use monk fruit or I'll use regular sugar. The boys don't notice the difference if I throw the monk fruit in there, honestly. They don't. Nobody notices things. See, we think that they're going to. Don't tell them that you put that in there. You just do it. That's the thing. We tell people, oh, this is a Weight Watchers recipe. They're like, oh, they don't anticipate it's going to be horrible. You just don't tell them. They'll never know the difference. For a lot of the things that I make, I mean, Timmy loves my mug cakes, and Timmy's a big old cake guy. So yeah, he says, "Well, that's actually pretty." He loved the whoopie pie. So you can eat good food lower in calories and points. You can use monk fruit safely. You know, they had that big thing last year about it. Did you ever hear about it again? No. So again, take what you hear with a grain of salt and do your research, and you'll see that sometimes these things come out for no apparent reason. You know, and like I said, none of us, when they did that study, none of us ate that amount anyway. So it was a totally bogus study. I don't know where it came from. Probably the sugarcane people. I don't know. But so yes, definitely. There's things as other addictions. I mean, this food addiction in general. You have to realize that we go from eating whatever we want all the time to going to normal eating. Like when you go to a restaurant. Do you realize, I mean, we're talking about a nice restaurant, not those places where they give you, shit tons of food. Like the just regular portions, and you're like, wow, it doesn't look like it's enough. Well, that's a normal portion of food, and we're used to just, pile it on the plate. So it takes a while to get used to that. And yeah, you'll be hungry the first few weeks because you're used to eating X amount. So just give it time, but yeah, definitely. Green smoothie recipe, please. I have not perfected a green smoothie recipe, please. I don't. I'm going to admit that. But I will tell you how to make a quick one that I've discovered. Bloom. Bloom, Bloom. It's they make greens, they make protein powders, but they're available at Target now. And they make a coconut greens. That is to die for. It's delicious. So I would suggest going to Target, getting yourself, coconut just made more sense to me for a smoothie, and you mix it with milk and a banana. It's phenomenal. You get all those nutrients, you get all those superfoods, all those greens. You can't eat all that in a day. And I also, I like the greens from Motivate as well. I take my greens every morning. I think it's important. Now the Motivate ones, I've never made a smoothie with. I'm going to tell you that the Bloom coconut are by far my favorite. They're just awesome. So that is what my green smoothie recipe is. I mean, you don't even need to add anything else to it. I mean, it's just your milk, your banana, your scoop of greens. I can't attest to the other flavors. I've only had the coconut and I've loved it. So we maybe have to go. Maybe we should experiment and go grab another flavor. But that's the one I'm obsessed with. So that's my smoothie recipe. I know, kind of basic, but easy, delicious, and again, quick. Not a lot to buy. I mean, think about the amount of money you would spend buying all the ingredients for that green smoothie. Here is a scoop of greens, a banana, and cashew milk, or almond milk, or cow's milk, whatever milk you want to use. It becomes it's just easy. And again, you'll do easy. If you have to sit there and get the right kale, the spinach, it just becomes crazy. You know what I did today, yesterday? I put a little bit of avocado in my smoothie. I didn't know what to do with it. And Peter goes, put it in your smoothie, because I had a smoothie for breakfast. I just was craving a smoothie. And I've been doing that like once a week. It's been really nice. It made it creamy. It didn't taste like, because avocado is kind of flat. So it was really kind of nice. So I definitely recommend throwing a little piece of avocado in there. When planning your daily meals, do you plan them the night before and add your points that you will be using for the day? Or weekly planning is better? Planning is hard for me for some reason. I don't plan. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't plan. It's not me. I mean, I think we have to do what we're kind of built to do. Like you can't plan because somebody plans, it looks interesting, so I want to plan. I tried that. I brought all the planners. I had a menu planner book. I had a daily planner book. Never used them. Never opened them. Well, I might have opened them once or twice, but never regularly. So I wouldn't sit there and say, well, if you get the bells and whistles, it helps. You don't have to be a planner. I mean, you don't. But what I would suggest is maybe when you get up in the morning, decide what you're going to have for dinner. And then plan your day accordingly to that. Say, I'm going to make pork chops and, rice. So put that in and then just plan it. Because breakfast and lunch are sort of easy. I think dinners, because most times breakfast and lunches we're just making for us. But dinner we're making for the family. So that's the meal you really should be planning. And I say do it in the morning. As long as you have a well-stocked pantry freezer and fridge, you always have what you can pull for. You always have frozen meats. You always have side dishes, like potatoes, vegetables, salad. Like, so that's what I would do. I mean, because I said, to try to make yourself something that you're not, it's kind of hard. I talk realistic on this channel. I don't sit here and tell you, say, well, if you get a planner book, you'll do so much better. If you're not that person, you're not that person. And it took me a long time to realize I'm not that person. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay not to be that person. I was successful not being that person. So you can only be successful being you, not being somebody else. Always remember that. Like, embrace who you are. You know, don't always complain, oh, I wish I was a planner. I wish I was this. You're not. And it's okay. Because guess what? That person who plans, she's got a lot of flaws. He's got a lot of flaws too. So don't ever put yourself up against anybody. You know, find who you are, find what you like to do, and find what you will do. Because you have to continue it. You know, like, again, I can't tell you the amount of money I put in on planners. And if you go to the Facebook group up in the, up top, I do have all my printables up there, and there is a planner page. So if you want to make a meal planner page, if you want to do that, again, it doesn't cost you anything, you just print it out. But I do find that, you know, either you are or you aren't. And just because you aren't doesn't make you, like I said, that's how I would do. Get up in the morning, decide what you're going to make for dinner, and then plan your day around it. Or if you have to prep like overnight oats, so you know what your breakfast is already, because you have to make that the night before anyway. So then you usually have your breakfast done and your dinner done and lunch. Lunch is easy. Lunch is always, don't ever skip lunch. I don't like when people skip lunch because that's not realistic. That's not real life. That's just trying to lose weight and not eat. Let's face it. There's nothing wrong with salad. There's nothing wrong with veggies and dip. There's nothing wrong with a little cheese stick, a little protein. You don't have to have a buffet for lunch. Lunch can be very simple. It's very good to keep your body, your metabolism revved. And you're not revving it with like a lot of high pointed caloric dense foods. Veggies, fruit, dip. It's good. And you'll feel better. You'll have more energy because you get a little sluggish at the end of the day or you get like picky at dinner because you haven't eaten anything all day. You know? How do we go from not eating to eating all day? All right. I know there are 0-point foods, but say you eat 3 eggs instead of a serving of 2. How do you account for the extra calories? Same with the 0-point chicken. I think that is where extra hidden calories hinder weight loss. How do we track this properly? I am confused. There needs to be more guidelines, in my opinion, about the 0-point foods. I agree with her. You know, 2 eggs is a serving. No, you shouldn't have 3 in the same meal. Maybe you want to save that 3rd egg for maybe a snack during the day. But really, 2 eggs is a serving. To have any more, again, I mean, you're talking 75 to 80 calories per egg. That's 160 at least calories just for eggs. And we always add maybe a piece of toast, maybe there's a chicken sausage or some Canadian bacon. And that adds, you're talking like, it adds up. So the best thing is do realistic eating. Should I be eating that? Should I be eating that much just because it's 0 points? No, you stick to the serving. 1 serving of chicken. It's in the app. The serving of yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt, we just pour it into our bowl. A serving is 3/4 of a cup. Yes, I did this week on my challenge. If you don't know I have a challenge here on YouTube, but there should be a video out on from every Monday. We'll put a different topic. This week was all about weighing and measuring and looking at serving sizes. And that includes 0-point foods. Now, Weight Watchers will say, and that's because we're talking about 0-point foods, that, oh, this is 0-point food, you don't have to weigh and measure, just eat. No, because they have calories. And if you're struggling to lose weight, how many 0-point foods are you eating? And number 2, are you eating enough? I mean, sometimes we eat only 0-point foods, and they are better choices. So are you eating enough? So it goes in kind of both ways. I think it could go, you're not eating enough, you're eating too much. We need to find a middle ground for these 0-point foods where we're absolutely eating what we're supposed to be eating. And when like the blue dot, don't bring that up because you can't get a blue dot. If you don't have to track 0-point foods, how does the app know that you're in the healthy range? It doesn't. It doesn't know because you're not tracking it because you don't have to. So I feel like that blue dot needs to go bye-bye because it doesn't make any sense. And I think people live and die by that blue dot. And if you're struggling and you're all about that blue dot, maybe there's something to be said for ignoring the blue dot. But like I said, people say you didn't gain weight eating chicken. True story. But how much, we're talking calorie dense eggs, yogurt. What else is 0 points that's calorie dense? I can't think off the top of my head. It's mostly proteins, yogurt, eggs, chicken, fish, like salmon. Salmon is, did you ever cook a piece of salmon? See the oil in the bottom of that pan? That fish should not be 0 points. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. It's, you could sit there and have a whole salmon. Well, 0 points. Nobody's telling me not to. We definitely have to look when we put our food in the app. There is serving size in there. I don't think a lot of us know that because we don't look. They don't tell us to look for it. But yeah, if you scroll down, there's calories down there. There's macros for different things. Again, they don't total them for us, but if you wanted to, you could scroll down and grab those totals and you could total them for yourself so you know how many calories. And if you're into counting proteins and fats and carbs, it's all there. Just have to transfer to a piece of paper because Weight Watchers chooses not to do that. Not sure why. I mean, they choose to do injectable drugs, so why not do macros? It blows my mind. I know they're a point-based system, I agree. But people need to know. For health reasons, they need to know their carbohydrates. If they're diabetic, they need to stick to a certain carb number. Known fact. You just have to know. And I feel like they're dropping the ball on that. Nobody's saying not to do points, but just total at the end of the day. Or toggle it for people that want it. Maybe people don't want it. Maybe people don't care. Then they don't have to put it. You can untoggle it. It's just like you could toggle over whether you want to carry over your 4 extra points of the day. So why not toggle that? To me, they're dropping the ball and not staying competitive with the other programs out there. It's just my opinion. But I agree with you. I think definitely you need to stick to serving sizes of the 0 point foods. I don't feel like, now people are saying that some of these Zooms, they are talking about it, but my leader didn't talk about it at my in-person meeting. Stick to your zeros, stick to your zeros. Well, what are the zeros? And how much of those zeros can I have? I mean, they are the better options to choose, but we need to stick to the serving sizes of everything. That's just how life goes, unfortunately. How do you stay motivated when you good prep for the week? Do you do it the beginning of the week or the weekend? If I prep, I usually do it on Sunday because it's just it's a lazy day Sunday. So we don't do much around here, so I kind of get things ready on Sundays. I mean, prep whatever day works for you. I think it's good to have things prepped. It's good to have things ready, like grapes cleaned, certain things chopped, because you're going to grab them if they're ready. You're going to be like, I don't feel like chopping that. I don't feel like cleaning that off. But if it's ready to go, you'll grab it. So there's something to be said for prepping some things. I used to, back in the day, and I haven't done it too much. I used to prep, well, I shouldn't say that. I still do. Cook some chicken breast up. So you don't know what you want to eat. Like you don't know what you want to snack. You just cook a piece of chicken. Again, not a whole chicken, a tenderloin, like a little, a tender. Like have those things ready to go. If you could chop them up, put them in your salad, you could just put them in some G. Hughes barbecue sauce. It's always there, and it's a great snack because sometimes we don't know what to snack on. And I think chicken's one of those things. I have it ready. Yogurt, I always make sure I have yogurt in the house. Whether I make my own or I buy the Chobani or I buy anyone's. I go back and forth whether I like with different brands. But right now I have Faye, which is, I love Faye. I always have it, and when I run low, I get panicky. I always have hard-boiled eggs because sometimes I just don't know what I want, and sometimes an egg is satisfying with a squirt of mustard. Satisfaction is where it's at. Those are the things that I like to have prepped. I always like to have string cheese available. I always like to have Laughing Cow cheese available. Like those things I like to have in my arsenal, in my refrigerator, ready for me to go. I do have videos on that. I feel like I was going to do like a store tour of just things that I like to have, and we might do that. Things that I definitely have. Maybe you can just tour my fridge, but I don't always have what I'm talking about. Like I like to just have like even low point sliced cheese, like those. I think it's Sargento ultra thin. I love having those. You just never know when you want a slice of cheese. Sometimes I like to have deli turkey. Deli turkey takes a hit. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with having a slice of low-fat deli turkey once in a while. And you can get if you go to the fancy places like Sam's and BJ's, you can get that 0 point deli turkey or chicken. It's really good. You can get a rotisserie chicken, take the skin off. I mean, it's not always the best option, but it's not a bad option. Pull the meat off it. You have it all week to pick at it. Cook some chicken breast up. Have it ready. I do suggest when you're going to cook chicken breast, I learned this from Anna Garten. She would get chicken breast, split chicken breast on the bone, leave the skin on, and she'd roast them for like, I think 400 for I think 20 or 25 minutes. And it's so good. Take the skin, you take all the meat off the bone and you keep it in the container and you always have it ready. I love mustard. I have all different kinds of mustard because I love mustard. I love having the G. Hughes's sauces available. They're so good. And it makes you feel like eating something fun. You got like Cluckin sauce. You got Polynesian sauce. You got teriyaki sauce. There's now burger sauce, which I've not found yet. But those are very low in point, but they feel decadent. And you feel like you're not, like, oh, you're eating, nothing on your chicken because, Yeah, I mean, a couple of tablespoons, and I'm into the Bolthouse dressings. I am going to try to make this spinach artichoke tzatziki sometime this week, I think, because I'm obsessed with it from Aldi. And that's dips like that. Dips made from yogurt, the spinach artichoke tzatzikis. So good. That's what I have for my lunch. You've seen it, my girl lunch. That's what I eat. Girl lunches. What is a girl lunch? Girl lunch is just whatever you have in the refrigerator. You have usually it's some chicken. Usually it's a heart of palm, which I'm obsessed with hearts of palm, whole hearts of palm. I'm going to be honest with you. I went on Amazon and I have them auto shipped to me now every 2 months, a case of them. Well, they're actually the same. Actually, they're a little bit cheaper than the store. I buy the Goya brand. If you're interested, I can send you a link. And the first month was, I think, $23. I think it cost $34 for 12 cans, which I didn't think was bad. They're a little over $2 a can in the store anyway. So I have them every day. I love them. They taste like a big artichoke. Love them. So I put that on my cucumber. So I'm into radishes lately. I love crunch. Can you tell? I love crunch. So that's what I make my girl lunch with. Sometimes there's a cheese stick. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's chips. Sometimes there's not. And again, baked chips. I have 2 cases of baked chips in my basement. Because what? Because I like chips. Is there anything wrong with baked chips? Nope, there isn't. But I need individual bags because, I can't count them out without eating too many. Again, know who you are and know, what works for you. And like the pitos are fantastic. The pop chips, the popcorners, the Quest protein chips. I have them all down there. And Premier Protein, I need to have that. I need to have that with my oatmeal. I have a cup. Or no, half a cup. I think I have a point's worth. So there's nothing wrong with having a point's worth of protein. It gives a punch of protein. It's delicious. It adds a little oomph to my oatmeal, and it's really good. So that's how I stay motivated. I eat food I love, and that is what keeps you on plan. If you're eating steamed chicken and I should say grilled chicken and steamed broccoli, that's diet food. Grill your chicken, but put some G. Hughes sauce on that bad boy. Yes, have some broccoli, but don't over steam it. I love steamed broccoli, but if it gets to be too steamed, it's mush. Keep your vegetables crunchy. They're delicious. Try new vegetables. Enjoy your food. Have rice. Have potatoes. If you're doing low carb, I guarantee you're going to get tired of that. And I don't want to get slammed for saying that, but that's the truth. You have to, my carb count is 110. Truly 110. And I have that because we had rice last night. I had a cup of rice for dinner because I like rice. Nothing wrong with it. But stick to your serving sizes. That's all. 6 points. So worth 6 points to me. And what did I have with it? I'm trying to think what we ate for dinner. I made what did I make? I took a knee and I made again, Trader Joe's meals are fantastic. I made it's teriyaki chicken. So it was 5 points for a cup of chicken. There you go. 11-point dinner. It was phenomenal. Delicious. And it took me minutes to make. Put the rice in the Instant Pot, cook it, and I made a squash on the side. So always keep your food fun. Keep your food the foods you love. Find ways to make your favorite foods low in points. Again, I can't give you everything because you should be figuring these things out for yourself. Like, what is your favorite thing to eat? How could you make that lower in points if it's high? I do provide you with delicious cakes. And I make them small because sometimes a big cake in the house is not always the best idea. I like making mug cakes. I like making mug whoopie pies. It's 5 points, most of them, and you could share. It's a big serving. And I shouldn't say just, it should be coming this week. I did it. I ordered the Dash Mini Donut Maker. Makes one big donut. Sorry, not sorry, because I like donuts and I don't like all, but having 6 donuts in the house is not always the best idea. But making one is going to be phenomenal. And number 2, I could make a bagel in there. I know, a bagel bun. My cottage buns. I provide you with so many delicious recipes. If you are, and they're easy. Trust me. If I'm making it, it's easy, it's quick, and it's delicious. Because that's my mantra. Because why? Because I know my people. My people, we're all older. We don't want to be, we've been there, done that kitchen thing. We've been Susie Homemaker. We've been Betty Crocker. I'm done. I'm just want to enjoy life and just relax. So don't spend all your time in the kitchen, because sweating, it ain't worth it. I provide you with quick, easy dinners. I always wanted to do that. I need to make, every time I seem to vlog, it's always a really neat dinner. I don't know why. It always seems to work out that way. But I've made dinners with side dishes, like Trader Joe's gnocchi. All you have to do, the gnocchi Sorrentino, in fact, I added a can of tuna and a can of chickpeas. No, was it white beans? It was white beans, drained. A side dish became a meal for 3 of us. It was phenomenal, high in protein and really good. And I make it a lot. The boys, ask, can you make the gnocchi Sorrentino? Sure, easy, yeah. Again, try that. Try finding, I know the Bird's Eye always has those side dishes with pasta. I believe they do. Try adding a protein to that, or just getting some stir-fry vegetables. Save some pasta from the night before. Mix it together with some protein. You can do shrimp, you can do chicken, you can do ground meat. How good is that? Think outside the box for your food. Think of the foods that you love, the seasonings that you love, and just incorporate them. You will not get bored. I think you're not motivated because you're bored with your food. And that's unmotivating. Who feels like doing this when the food sucks? It does. And I try to do different types of, I do a lot of bars. I built bars, Bearbells. I love finding, because it's a chocolate candy fix. Do I feel like going for a Snicker bar? I go for a salty peanut Bearbell, and I am so satisfied for 6 points, because what are you paying for that Snicker bar? And guess what? You're getting 20 grams of protein with that bar. So it's a win-win on that bar. So definitely. What do you tell a newbie starting Weight Watchers how to stay motivated to continue with Weight Watchers? Sort of what I just said. Make food you love. Find a way to fit it in. Definitely plan ahead. If you have a high point meal, plan it in the morning and then do accordingly. You have to eat the food you love. You have to, because you're never going to stay on it, because you're going to be wanting those foods. Nobody wants to eat salad all the time. Not that you say, I'm having a salad. You shouldn't be having salad all the time. I mean, you can have salad. Sure, I have my big ass. And you see my salad. You see all the stuff I put in my big ass salad. It's all veggies. And it all gives a little profile of crunch and texture. And sometimes you put pumpkin seeds in there, or sesame seeds. Not sesame, sunflower seeds. Texture, olives, tomato. And then you just give it a little bit of a textural contrast. So good. And there's little protein puffs. I know Aldi has them. I use them as croutons sometimes. I mean, they're crunch. It gives you that crunch of a crouton, because some of us love croutons. So definitely, to stay motivated, you have to like what you're doing. That's key. Like your food. You have to like your food. And that is what's kept me going. When I realized that I'm in charge of what I eat. I'm in charge of it. And how could I make this? Because I love this. How do I make this? Low in points. How? And you just kind of look at the recipe and sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you'll make something that's horrible. And you just tweak it the next time and just keep trying. I mean, I will be, not that I'm bragging, but I guess I am. I've been pretty lucky with the buns and the whoopie pies, that they've all come out really good on the first try. And here's a little secret. When you get one base, you just have to tweak things, and you could just change it. And it seems a little bit different, but it really isn't. You're just tweaking extracts. That's a huge thing. Seasonings, extracts, skinny syrups. They add so much flavor to your food with 0 points. I'm telling you, I put skinny syrups in oatmeal, pancakes, waffles, matcha. If you drink coffee, they go great in coffee. They have a sweet and savory. They have fruity. They have like cinnamon roll one. They have a pumpkin caramel scone. They also have like a peach one. I'm not a huge fan of the fruit ones, I'll be honest. Only was that citrus one. That was the only one I've ever liked in the fruit ones, and I discontinued it. I was so heartbroken. But I love adding them to things. What a punch of flavor that they give. It's just a pump, you know? They're just so fantastic. Seasonings, cinnamon, oh God, and replace your spices because they do get flavorless after a while, especially the dried ones. So look at those dates. That was the challenge last week, to clean up that pantry. Get fresh spices in and extracts. I mean, vanilla extract, almond extract, cake batter extract, strawberry extract, banana extract, coconut extract. That's just off the top of my head what I have in there, because you never know what flavor you want, and a little dab will do you. Always go last taste and then see if you could add more. Don't go too heavy, even with the skinny syrups. I would sit there and just put one pump and then kind of taste it and see if you want a little bit more, unless you're used to using it. But yeah, definitely you have to do flavor. Fresh herbs, oh my gosh. Cilantro, parsley, basil. Shut the front door. That adds so much. You can make a frozen meal, add some fresh parsley to it, and my gosh, what that does to that. It's like, what? Yes, so definitely do those things. And even the same thing with movement. Do things that you enjoy. Don't do things because you think you have to. If you like dancing, do Zumba. If you like to walk, go for a walk. You know, walking is a weight-bearing exercise. Don't feel like you're not doing enough because I'm only walking. I hate when people say, I'm only walking. Walking is a weight-bearing exercise. It's definitely good for you. And always come to Dish with Dee's lives. They always help too. Do you have any ways to use chickpeas, lentils, black beans, kidney beans other than chili? Hummus. Make dips. White bean dip is phenomenal. I learned that on Giada De Laurentiis. She gets a can of white beans, cannellinis, drain them, rinse them, and grind them in a food processor. Add some garlic and lemon juice and probably some fresh parsley. It makes a really good dip. So, and I've heard black bean dip is good. I've never done that. But I like getting, if you go to, I think Trader Joe's has them. Black bean, what am I thinking of? I just went blank. God, I just went blank. I'll come back to it. Kidney beans. I don't know if you can make a dip with kidney beans. I've never done that, but soup. Minestrone soup is my favorite. Bean soup. Oh my God, make 3 or 4 bean soup. Oh, it's so good. Lentils. I do make a lentil chili that's really good with lentils. It's made with lentils and dates. It's phenomenal. And dates are one of those naturally things because you're blending whole dates. Now, dates are technically a fruit, but they do have points because they are sugar. But, you know, it's a better option. Always remember, like, yes, it has points, but yes, it's a better option. So don't always sit there and go, oh, my, yeah, you may go over your points. Oh, whoop-de-doo. But you're eating something that's really good. So don't ever worry about that. I want to say the pureed beans is like refried. That's the word I was looking for. Refried black beans. I think Trader Joe's is one that has them. They're so good. And I love putting them in a wrap. Like spreading the refried beans like on a breakfast wrap or a lunch wrap, either one. Either way, and then putting your protein or your eggs on that, you'll love it. So definitely, even chickpeas. Make a hummus and use it as a condiment. Yeah, you can do it with black beans. Lentils is interesting. Maybe like a lentil salad would probably be delicious. I think I've done that. It's been a while. But I think like a lentil salad, and try different lentils. Sometimes the red lentils are a little more aesthetically pleasing than the green ones. Because you look at it, it's like, okay, like you don't want your food to make you nauseous. You want to like go, ooh, that looks good. So try the red lentils maybe in a salad. But yeah, definitely, I'm all about grinding them suckers up and making a dip with it. Definitely the cannellinis and the hummuses. I have dessert hummuses. I have about 8 or 10 of them. So good. People never know they're WW friendly. I get requested by family to bring the dessert hummus. And friends, you bring in the hummus? Of course. So yeah, that is definitely, yeah, somebody mentioned make a bean salad. I've never made a bean salad. That's interesting. Sounds really good. And of course somebody says, do hummus. Oh, the hummus. The hummus, oh my gosh. You can get like a quarter a cup of that. Maybe 0. It's pretty good. It's pretty good in points. But again, should we be eating more than a quarter cup of that? Nope. I don't care how low in points it is. It's still calories. But everything is on dishwithdee.com or dishwithdee.org. And that is all the questions for today. Oh, you guys had some really good questions. I haven't done this for a while. And I didn't even look at these today. So that was all off the cuff. So thank you for asking for this video again. It was fun to do. It's one of my favorites. It's very quite easy in a sense. It's just reading it and just being honest. And I love that. So thank you. Thank you for requesting this back. So we are back. So we will have this every week. So on the video below, if you don't have Facebook, you can leave your question below if you have something for next week. Or if you want to email me at dishwithdee@yahoo, your question, you can do that. Or message me on Facebook. You don't have Facebook. Like, or message me on Facebook. Obviously you don't have it because you're putting it there. I know, it's early. But thanks again for watching. If you enjoy these, let me know in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And let me know if you disagree with anything that I said. You absolutely can. Remember, this is my channel, my opinion. Doesn't mean it's the right one. It's just the right one for me. And I hope it guides you to the opinion or the answer that you want. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving you an idea, giving you an opportunity to think. That's what I want for you. I want you to think. I want you to learn. And I want you to grow. I want you to figure it out. I want you to do these things. And because I got to go by doing all that. And that's how you'll get there. You won't get there by always asking somebody for that. Can you give me the points of that? Could I have? No. You get to goal by doing the work yourself. And let me tell you something. Once you do it, it's going to become second nature. And that's what I want for you. So that is it for me today. It is kind of dreary here in New Jersey. So I know it's early in the morning and look how overcast it is. So I will dish with you another day. Thanks for watching and ta-ta for now.